I like the cannon idea. How about you guys? Well, good morning, Treehouse. How are you doing? Well, I'm Karl, if you remember, and I think we should do a game that everybody can play. How do you like that? All right. Well, I have to warn you, it's kind of a smelly game. So here's what I need you to do. I need your small groups to get into a circle facing each other. So everybody get in a circle facing each other. And then I want you to take your shoes off. And you're going to want to untie them if they're not Velcro. And take your shoes and put them in the middle of the circle. All right? And then mix them up. Mix them up really good. Mix them up really good. Mine aren't very mixed. But that's because I'm I'm a really small group since I'm only one person. This is going to be an elimination game. There'll be one winner from each small group who will end up on stage for our grand finale. I need just the leader to put their right hand in the middle. Just the leader. Then the person on their right, put their hand on top of the leader. Then the person on their right, put their hand on top of that person's hand. And the person on their right, put their hand on top of that person's hand. Just keep going around the circle with the next person putting their hand on the top of the pile. You're just going to use your right hand for this game. Going all the way around, you can put your left hand out. It's like the hokey pokey, put your right hand in and your left hand out. You'll all have a right hand in and a left hand out. When I say go by blowing a whistle, dinging a little bell here, whoever's hand is on the bottom is going to pull it out and put it on top. Then the next person on the bottom is going to pull it out and put it on top. You have to constantly be feeling so that when your hand's on the bottom, you go, whoo, 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 whoo. Keep your left hand out the whole time. Whoo, 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 whoo. However, when I ring the bell, this is not the start, this is a sample. When I ring the bell, whoever's hand is on the top is out. They have to reach under the pile, grab their shoes and put them on and sit down. You're out. We love you. Jesus loves you, but you're out. Everyone else keeps going. You never stop. Bottom person on the top. Bottom person on the top. When you get down to one person, the last person, grab your shoes and come stand up on the stage because you're a finalist. Are you ready? On your mark, get set, go. And keep going, and somebody's out. Keep going, keep going. 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 Somebody got out. Keep playing, keep playing. Up, somebody just got out. We got a big small group over here. Up, somebody just got out. Here come our finalists. Up, somebody just got out. Let's hear it for our finalists. How's it feel out of all those players? You're our finalists. All right, here we go. Make a circle right up here. Put your shoes right here in the middle. Put your shoes right here in the middle. Let's make a big pile. Mix them up, mix them up, mix them up, mix them up. Let's hear it for our finalists. And up, you're out right there. Keep going, keep going, keep going. And up, there we go. This one right there's out. And keep going, keep going, keep going. And up, this one's out. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Up, this one's out right there. Keep going, keep going, keep going. And up, this one was on top. Go, keep going, keep going. And up. Probably all wondering what Alyssa's prize is going to be. Boots. Oh, this is going to be hard. This is going to be hard because you know what the prize is? Have a seat right there, Alyssa. The honorable prize for Alyssa is I'm going to put your shoes on for you. Because it is the most humiliating thing in the world to put someone's shoes on. And that's why I panicked when I saw you had boots. And you didn't untie your shoes. Oh, my goodness. This is going to be hard. Now, the ultimate honor would be to wash your shoes, but I'm not that humble. Jesus was, as we're going to learn. But, oh, good, they have a zipper down the side. Oh, thank you, Lord. There's also, there's a sock in there. Oh, I have to help you put your sock on. Woo! All right, here we go. All right, so this is this foot here. All right, turn this way, turn this way. All right, I'm going to do this. All right, there we go. Woo! You're not ticklish? Oh, how boring. When I prayed for a child, I said, God, give me a child who's ticklish. All right, so there's your sock. And there we go. We'll put the boot on here. Oh, I didn't even have to untie it because it's got a zipper on the side. There we go. We'll do the zipper. We'll tie it. How old are you? 8. Alyssa, aren't you glad you came to church today? You didn't think you'd actually get your shoe put on in front of everybody, did you? All right, what an incredible honor here to have the teacher on his knees right here in front of you, putting on your shoe and your smelly sock. They don't even match. They don't even match. You must have slept in this morning. Oh, my goodness. They don't even match. And you thought, you said, Mom, nobody will even know. I got boots on. You're going to have to tell your mom that everybody in church knows that your socks don't match. All right, here we go. See, Mom told you. They usually say, well, what if you die? Everyone's going to know. Well, you're going to say, well, what if you get put on stage? Well, all right. Well, that's a cool mom. All right. Look at that. Sock sticking out, sock down in there. All right. Well, congratulations, Alyssa. Take a bow for everybody. Ow! Oh! 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 Ow, you stepped on my toe. You didn't even say you're sorry. Ow! That hurt. That was a boot. Well, congratulations, Alyssa. Out of all these kids, you were the winner who had your shoes put on by the teacher. Isn't that cool? Well, I brought a friend with me today. Wow, you didn't even cheer when you saw I was teaching, but you cheer for Gus. That's right, everybody loves Gus. All right. Well, let's get Gus out, and let's see how he's doing today. Hey, Gus, we're back at church today. It's time to come out and talk to all the kids. I don't want to. Oh, not this again. No. It's because I'm in a bad mood. You're in a bad mood. How can you be in a bad mood? It's Sunday. I'm in a bad mood, okay? Oh, come on, Gus. Just come out and say hi to the kids. Hi to the kids. Okay. Not that shtick again. No, I'm just in a bad mood. All right, well, why don't you come out and tell us why you're in a bad mood? What is that smell? Something smells. Ow, your shoes are off. All right. I saw my shoes off. Why are you in a bad mood? Because all week long, I had to do this horrible thing. What was this horrible thing? It's called chores. You wouldn't know anything about it. I know about it. When you're growing up, it's just not called chores. It's just called work and life. But when you're a kid, we give kids chores to teach them responsibility and about life and prepare them for life. It stinks. Literally. Okay, forget my shoe, okay? Could you please put your shoe on? No, I'm not putting my shoe on, all right? Why are you so upset about chores? How many of you guys have to do chores? Oh, you poor children. No, they're not poor children. Chores are a part of life. All right, what's so horrible about these chores? You know what I had to do this week? I had to take the garbage out. All right, how many of you guys have to take the garbage out? All right, you're in good company, all right? That's not the end of the world. I take the garbage out. It's not even a chore. It's just something I do. All right, yeah, okay. Well, I even had to clean the bathroom. Do you know what happens in bathrooms? Yes, we all know what happens in bathrooms. I had to clean John. Who? Not who, what? Oh, what? Sorry. Yeah, okay, and I had to do the dishes, okay? Yeah, that's not that bad. Yeah, but I even had to do the thing that shall not be said in the house of the Lord. What's the thing that should not be said in the house of the Lord? Well, I have a dog. Yeah? And dogs do this thing that leaves a thing that shall not be said in the house of the Lord on the ground, and my dad makes me clean it up. Oh, the thing that shall not be said in the house of the Lord. Yes, we all know what the thing is that shall not be said in the house of the Lord. And how many of you guys have to clean up the thing that shall not be said in the house of the Lord? All right, that's not so bad. Yeah, okay. It stinks worse than your feet, and that's saying a lot. Okay. So you have to clean up the thing that shall not be said in the house of the Lord, and you have to take out the garbage, you have to do the dishes, you have to clean John, not clean John, clean the John. Okay, clean the John, okay. And that also involves the thing that shall not be said in the house of the Lord. Okay, yes, we understand that. But that's just a part of life, right? That just takes a little humility to be willing to do those things. Yeah, I just wish I was Jesus. Why? Because I bet Jesus didn't have to do chores. Actually, Jesus did chores. In fact, Jesus did a chore that shocked his disciples. Really? I don't believe it. He did. In fact, Jesus did a chore that was even worse than the thing that shall not be mentioned in the house of the Lord. No, I do not believe it. He did. In fact, Jesus did a chore that shocked his disciples. I don't believe it. It's true. He did a chore that was so lowly and so gross that his disciples were shocked. In fact, one of the disciples almost refused to let Jesus do it, but Jesus said, I have to do this or you have no business with me. Really? He did. It was nasty. As nasty as your foot? Actually, yes. It involved feet. No. It did. In fact, I'll tell the story. Really? Okay, I want to hear it. All right, well, then I have to put you back in the bag. Wait a minute. What? I can't hear the story if I'm in my bag. Well, you can actually just watch it on the jumbo HD screen that I installed. Where? Right there. What? Whoa, that is so awesome! Yeah, I linked it up to the camera over there. Oh, that's so cool. Hey, hi me. Hi. Oh, look at that. I can see myself waving. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, I'm just put on these headphones. Oh, that's awesome. And you'll be able to watch the lesson. Oh, that's so cool. Ow! What? You just poked me with the arm thing. I did not. Did you? Did not. Did you? Did not. Did you? Did not. Did you? Did you? Did not. Did you? Did not. That's vital. Fine. Did not. Wait, you switched on me. Okay, get in the bag. You switched on me. No, I did not. Yes, you did. All right, get in the bag. All right, just watch on the jumbo screen. All right. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to do that to you. Oh, you did it again. Sorry. Anyway, did you know that Jesus actually did a chore? And he did a really lowly chore. Now, Bible times were very different than today. And we all have a bunch of cool shoes, right? I got to see some of your shoes. I got to see one pair up close. But back in Bible times, people didn't have all the cool shoes that we have today. In fact, a lot of people went barefoot if they were poor. But most people had sandals. And that's what they walked around in. And they might have been a pair of sandals that kind of looked like these. All right? And they went around in sandals. And but even the roads were different. They didn't have carpeting like we do. They didn't have fancy sidewalks and asphalt roads. So as they were walking around in Bible times, what do you suppose happened to their feet? They probably did get sore. But what do you think they looked like? Smelly, dirty. They probably had stuff between the toes, under their toenails. They were probably pretty nasty. Now, how many of you guys have a rule in your house that when someone comes into your house, they have to take the shoes off? A lot of you. Yeah, we don't do that in our house, but I've been to a lot of people's houses, and they say, would you please take your shoes off at the door? Because they don't want you tracking stuff from outside in their house. And so I go, oh, yeah, sure, I'll be happy to take my shoes off. Well, in Bible times, if people were to take their shoes off at the door, they would still have a problem, wouldn't they? Because their feet wouldn't be nice and clean like these fake feet that I have. Their feet would be gross. Their feet would be all grimy and dirty and disgusting. And so what people in Bible times did is they would have a bowl right by the door, and they might have a towel, and then they would have a servant. It might actually be a child of the house, might be a kid's chore to clean company's feet. How would you like that chore? Yuck. What if your mom and dad said, hey, Billy, hey, Stephanie, Megan, would you wash the company's feet? You think you've got bad chores. And then the company would sit down, and they might already be chatting with mom and dad, and then either the children or maybe a servant, their job would be, notice I have two right feet here, but the servant or the children, someone who was considered the lowest in the home, their job would be to wash those feet. And they'd have to get between the toes, and they'd have to get under the toenails, and they'd have to rub the bottom. And I don't know if you've seen a lot of feet, but feet are not always the most attractive thing, are they? Sometimes they've got calluses, and sometimes they're kind of yellow, and sometimes they've got warts, and, but whatever they are, they would have to start washing them. And so when Jesus got to this very important Passover meal, he started taking off his outer robe, and he took a big towel, and he started doing the most amazing thing. Let's read about it in John chapter 13. It was just before the Passover festival, and Jesus knew the hour had come for him to leave this world and go to the Father. He was going to die on the cross. And having loved his own who were in the world, he loved them to the very end. The evening meal was in progress, and the devil had already prompted Judas. Remember what Judas was going to do? And Jesus knew that the Father had put all things under his power. That means Jesus is the most important, most powerful person in the whole world. And he had come from God and was returning to God. So he got up from the meal, he took off his outer clothing, and he wrapped a towel around his waist. And after that, he poured water in the basin, and he began to wash the disciples' feet. Then he came to Peter, and Peter said, "Lord, you're going to wash my feet?" He's thinking, this is crazy. Jesus is the King of kings and the Lord of lords, the Prince of peace, and he's washing my feet? Peter said, "You do not realize what I'm doing, but later you'll understand." Well, then Peter got a little crazy. He said, "Oh, well then wash my head and all of me." And Jesus said, "No, that's not necessary. Just your feet." And then Jesus said, "I have to do this." Can you imagine what was going through their heads? Well, let's put it in today's world. Let's suppose for some reason, it'd be a crazy reason, but let's suppose for some reason President Obama was going to come to your house. Can you imagine how your mom would freak out? She would make you clean the entire house. She'd say, you clean your room like you've never cleaned it before. The president would probably never even go to your room, but your mom would make you clean it just in case, right? So you'd be cleaning the whole house, cleaning the garage, cleaning the basement, organizing the closets, everything, just in case the president looked in there. And let's suppose President Obama comes to your house, and he gets there, and he says, "Oh, I'm a little thirsty after my trip in Air Force One. Do you have a Coca-Cola?" Now, first you might say, "Oh, help yourself." Oh, no. You don't ask the president to help himself. You go get the president a Coca-Cola, right? But let's suppose the president's a pretty humble man, and he says, "Oh, that's all right. I'll go get it myself." And he goes into your kitchen, and he goes to the fridge, and he gets a Coke out and cracks it. And then he looks down, and he sees that your garbage is full. You were supposed to take the garbage out, and you didn't. You're so busted. But let's suppose the president goes, "Oh, your garbage is full. I will fix the garbage for you." And he puts down the Coke, and he takes out the garbage. And your mom's like, "I can't believe the president's taking out my garbage. The president's got people to take out the garbage. He probably hasn't taken a garbage can out in 20 years. And he pulls out the garbage, and he ties it. And some of it spills out, and he picks up garbage off the floor. And you're like, "I can't believe the president's picking up our garbage." And then he ties the bag, and he throws it over his shoulder. And he goes, "Where's the garbage can? Do you keep it out in the garage?" "That's the way we used to keep it out in the garage." And you're like, "Yeah, it's out in the garage." And then mom's like, "Honey, did you clean the garage like I told you?" And President Obama goes out into the garage. He throws open the big can. He throws it in there, and he goes, "Oh, look at that. You got a mouse in your mouse trap." And you're like, "Oh, my goodness, we have mice, and the president knows." And President Obama picks up the mouse trap, and he goes, "Oh, look at that there. Oh, it got him right there in his neck." And he puts his hands on the dirty mouse trap, and he picks out the mouse, and the mouse falls out. He goes, "Oh, look at that there." And he picks up the dead mouse with his bare hands and puts the mouse in the garbage can. And you're like freaking out. You're going, "This is the president of the United States of America. And he's touching our garbage, and he's touching our mouse trap, and he's picking up the mouse, and he's putting it in the garbage." I mean, we make the kids do this stuff. And the president's doing it. Would President Obama take your garbage out? I mean, he wouldn't even go to your house, right? But if he was even at your house, he wouldn't touch your garbage. He wouldn't touch your dead mouse in your mouse trap. Well, this is what the disciples are thinking. I mean, do you know what the phrase, the King of Kings, means? It means Jesus is the president of presidents. And they're going, "He's touching our yucky feet. It's crazy." But that's why Jesus did it. Because he wanted us to know he wants us to be as crazy as he is. So when your mom says to pick up the stuff that shall not be mentioned in the house of the Lord, and you think, "I ain't touching that stuff. I didn't do it. The dog did it." Or your mom says, "Will you help your sister clean her room?" "I ain't cleaning my sister's room. That's my sister's room. She messed it up." Or your mom says, would you help us get ready for company? Would you mop the floor in the bathroom? And you're like, ew, little Jimmy misses. I ain't touching that. You're supposed to think, you know what? Jesus washed people's feet. I think I can help my sister with her room or clean up that which shall not be mentioned in the house of the Lord. I can help my brother with his homework. I can do anything, really, because Jesus washed people's feet. When he had finished washing their feet, he put back on his robe and he returned to his place. And he said, do you understand what I've done for you? He asked them. You call me teacher and Lord, and rightly so, for that is what I am. Now that I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you also should wash each other's feet. I have set you an example that you should do as I have done for you. For very truly I tell you, no servant is greater than his master, nor is a messenger greater than the one who sent you. Now that you know these things, you'll be blessed if you do them. Well, I have some good news for you. Jesus wasn't actually saying to go wash each other's feet. So you might be off the hook for that. But I have some bad news. He was saying you should be willing to do whatever others need, even if it's worse than washing feet. He wants you to be willing to do what others need, whatever it is. Because Jesus did the lowest position. So that's my prayer for you, that you would be humble like Jesus. And you'd be willing to help your brother, your sister, your friends, your mom, your dad, whoever it is. That there would be so many of those little slips filled out this month that your small group leaders will be shocked because you have a servant heart. And that you'll make Jesus proud. And that he'll be like, wow, we have a lot of foot washers out there. Kids who are willing to do whatever people need because they're humble like I am. If the King of Kings, the President of Presidents, is willing to wash feet, what are you going to be willing to do? Dear God, I thank you that the God who died on a cross for me was willing to get on his knees and wash some pretty gross disciples' feet. Thank you that he set the example. So never let me complain when my wife or anybody asks me to do something I don't want to do. Let me remember what Jesus did. Let me picture him down washing gross feet. And then let me be humble like that and help these boys and girls do the same. In your name we pray. Amen.